Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Obscure Mics, and if you can't already tell, I don't have an obscure mic with me today. That's not the purpose of this video. I've got an SM58. I've got a camera way too close to my face, so if you ever wanted to be closer to me, here's your chance. This is it right here. Me and you, face to face, eye to eye. Okay, so anyways, today I want to talk about microphone preamplifiers. Now, if you can see a little Easter egg hidden in my video, I have the Cathedral Pipes Durham. I've got 3 of these running into my Rodecaster Pro with some MXL BCD ones, which I love regardless of a few negative reviews. A lot of positive, but little EQ, some settings on the Rodecaster. I think they sound great. But what helps them sound great is the mic activator, my Cathedral Pipes Durham, which runs about $70. So, compared to a Cloudlifter CL1, that's about half the price. Those things run about $150. I thought, man, honestly, it's just a little box, and I'm sure there's a little piece of tech in there, probably a little circuit board, and it does some things, and it converts phantom power into nice, clean gain for dynamic microphones. But man, $70 still is a lot to pay just for louder output. But if you have an SM7B or something like that, SM58 even, it takes a lot to drive them. So I was thinking the other day, there has got to be something else out there. Some oddball company has to have made a mic activator that isn't $70. Even $50 would have made me happy. A $50 mic preamp, you buy 3 of them for the price of 1 Cloudlifter. So in my searches, I stumble upon a YouTube video, Alctron. Okay. So this, I believe, is a Chinese manufacturing company that does microphones, pretty much everything. I mean, mixers, all kinds of stuff. And honestly, I haven't really heard anything terrible. I mean, they make a ripoff of the Chaotica Eyeball, which is the foam enclosure that you put around a condenser microphone to block out room noise. And I've heard good things, seen good things, even heard and seen good things out of their microphones. So I was on AliExpress the other day. The other day as in 2 months ago, because it takes a month and a half to get your product. And I see the Alctron MA-1 Microphone Preamplifier. $32 with a $3 off coupon, because AliExpress gives you a $3 off coupon. Maybe when you first sign up, maybe every time you visit. I don't know. I think it has to be every time you visit, because I bought 2 things from there, both of which I got $3 off. So I see this for $32. Shipping, tax, everything after the coupon, $29 delivered. So I get this thing for $29. If this works at all, I'm going to be friggin' pumped, because I've been wanting to get a 4th one. We're only a 3-man show on the Back Row Fantasy Show podcast, but every once in a while a guest will join, and I don't like taking our 3 dynamic mic setup and mixing in a condenser. I would rather take the SM58, wire it up for him, and have a 4th person from time to time. But I also don't like cranking these things. So I bought the $29 Alctron preamplifier, and I've got it here. Let's take a look at it. I will say it is larger in size than the Cathedral Pipes Durham, but not by much. Not by much at all. So it's kind of even sleek looking. All black. It's kind of got the little guards there on the end for your input and output there. So simple setup. You just take another XLR cord and you're on your mic straight into this and the output straight out. It's basically just a bridge for 2 XLR cords, and it converts phantom power to clean gain. So the one video I saw on this, excuse me if you hear a little clicking, still a little under the weather, so I'm sucking on these Vicks cough drops that literally clear you out like cocaine. Not that I would know, never done cocaine, but I assume they're very cocaine-like. But we're going to test this thing out. I'm pretty pumped about it because if it's decent at all, I got a steal for $29. Now, the video on YouTube, the only one I saw was a poor fella that bought one, plugged it in, and it was just straight noise. You could barely hear him over the noise. It was terrible. I hope that's not the case here. Bear with me. Without further ado, we're going to check this thing out and see if it works and see if it's worth owning. So here we go. Let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Anybody listen to Bloodhound Gang? It's been a long time. I think I'm going to jam that out today. 1 second. Okay, so I was on 75%. I had my gain set to 75% on my, I'll show you what I'm using today too, is a Tascam US32 Mini Studio. One of my favorite devices right now. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So my gain was at 75% without the MA-1 Alctron mic preamplifier. I now have that dialed up to about 38%. So, this is how it sounds, 38%. Levels close to the same. I'm hitting the same peaks on my meter, on my Tascam. And I'm going to be quiet for a second because there is a tiny bit. I can hear a little bit of noise generated by this thing. So let's be quiet. I'll increase the gain as well. Obviously, you're going to pick up some room noises, which there's not much. This is an isolated area. But let's be quiet, and I'll increase the gain as we go. Is that a headphone thing or a preamplifier thing? I don't know. Let's crank it a little bit. So we were on 38%. I'm going to be quiet again and crank it to 50. I'm going to be quiet again and crank it to 75. I'm going to be really quiet and I'm going to crank it to 100. You can hear me breathe. Back down to about 38%. Okay, so it works. I mean, definitely works. A little bit of noise. If this noise doesn't come through on the video, I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy if the noise doesn't come through on the video. And that's happened before because I've had noise come in through the headphones and then I cannot hear it on a video or the podcast. So I had an issue with one of the Cathedral pipes Durham I thought was an issue. And there was a buzz, but it didn't come out on the video. I think it had something to do with it being too close to the headphones, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So I'm going to see if I can move this. I moved it about as far away as I could, and I still hear this tiny little bit of feedback, tiny little bit of noise. And if there's a little camera shaking, I apologize. I have a new little setup that I'm experimenting with. But can you hear that? Or does it just sound good? I mean, it works. I'll take this for $29. I can do a little bit of work afterwards and probably get some of that slight hissing out of there. So there you have it. The first working video that's in English that I could find for the Alctron MA-1 preamplifier. $29. Seems to work. Really interested to see if the noise comes through on the video. I bumped the table. So anyways, based off of this, listen, $29. I considered giving this the yellow light because of the slight noise. But man, for $29, and if you're doing something like a podcast that never shuts up, or some music that you're never going to hear that noise on, green light. I have to green light it. It's $29. It works. I'm at 38%, and this is what I'm getting out of an SM58, which normally requires 75% on that device. There we go. Green light it. Hard to find it for $29, I will say that. I've looked ever since because I was going to grab another one, and they're not that cheap. They're not much more expensive, but you got to keep an eye on AliExpress. You can pick it up for $32 with a $3 coupon if you just pay attention and check it every so often. Right off the table she goes. That's it. Green light, the Alctron. Mine works. The guy on YouTube didn't. Mine does. As long as it works like this forever, $29 well spent. Let's see if the noise is in the video. Thanks for watching. Obscure Mics. Peace out.